Mayo experience.
Mayo experience. Mayo experience. Mayo experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, Week 14, Sunday, live spreads, DraftKings picks, updated rankings, and a full injury report, plus your viewer questions. We're going to go early this week. I know if you're tuning in, it's probably the fantasy playoffs, so you'll probably want to get your question answered very poorly by us, so you can just do the opposite of that. We'll be starting that at 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time, so if you have questions, I mean, you don't even bother putting them in right now, because we're not going to look at them until then, and we're going to start at when we call for the questions, except for the ones we do right off the top. Garion Thorne.
Hello.
How are you?
Ah,
Sweet headset.
it's like echoing in my ear. Yeah, I've got
Oh,
all your weather covered from the Pat Mayo Experience chopper.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, it would be great.
Well, we went off. We went on to Twitter. Paul's having a rough morning. Well, the two of us have mucho energies.
Here we go.
All right, you're not even introduced yet. Oh yeah, he's muted, so people can't hear him. Tim is talking in my ear.
He
If
loves
people
doing
don't
that.
know. Yeah,
Does
he
love
does.
doing that.
Yeah, to Tim. All right. So, question one from Pat to kick off the slate. We'll get into this a little bit more. In my fantasy playoffs, in the league that you won last year, Gary,
Hooray!
I had the most ferocious running back core of all time. Now I don't, because everyone got hurt. And now I have Josh Jacobs, who I don't know if he's going to play or not. But I picked up Bilal Powell. So I think I'm going to start Bilal Powell over Josh Jacobs, and that does not make me feel good at all.
I think you have to. I think part of it is just the certainty that Powell is going to be active.
Yeah,
nice.
that's good news. I do have DeAndre Washington, but I don't like him.
Yeah. Look, I think it can't be ignored that if you were to stream a bad running back, the Dolphins are one of the three teams you would hope that bad running back is playing. I think he's easily a top 20 running back this week. I'm not saying or guaranteeing he's going to finish as a top 10 guy, but I just think he's pretty set in stone as a top 20. There's a safety in that.
He can get me 10 PPR points.
Yeah. I
Score a
wouldn't say
touchdown.
that's
Now
an
you got
exaggeration.
17.
Yeah.
All right, I like it. I'm in on it. So you made me feel good about that.
There we go.
Jaden asks in our 5 questions to kick this off, Tyler Boyd or Austin Eckler as a flex? I go Eckler.
I would also go Eckler.
Hardly newer. Julio or Edelman in standard? I'll take Julio. People are really terrified of Julio this week. I don't get it.
I mean, he's healthy.
Yeah.
So
play Julio. Yeah.
Because you know who also isn't healthy? Julian Edelman.
Well,
At least according to the Patriots.
yeah, no one on the
official
Patriots.
report,
Tim
yeah.
is still talking and
Yeah, I know
chiming
he is.
in
He's
on this.
laughing and talking. And now
up,
I can
Tim.
hear him better than I've ever heard him on any show ever. And it's just echoing in my ears. I'm trying to respond.
Geis or Devonta Freeman? I'll take Freeman.
Freeman.
Wentz or Russell Wilson? Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson.
How viable is Stills with Fuller unexpected to play? I'd say Nathan asks, is he a GPP play only? I would say yes.
Yeah. I mean, I would say he's at best a high-end wide receiver 3.
Sterling Shepard or Golden Tate? Golden Tate.
Tate.
Hyde, Pascal, or Curtis Samuel? Take Zach Pascal.
I'll take Samuel.
Last one, Jacobs or Jamal Williams? It's going to be a lot of Jacobs and I think you honestly need to make the decision of, do you think that not only is Jacobs going to play, because if you have other options that you can go on to, then maybe you can hold it out. But even if he does play, the guy has a fractured shoulder.
Yeah.
So how long is he going to hold up in this game?
Doesn't seem super long for this game. Yeah, I would say Williams to me has enough of a role where I would just play Jamal Williams there.
If it's PPR, I'd say yes. If it's standard, I'd say no, because Williams doesn't do much in standard leagues.
Sure. He has played, I think it's like 47% of the Packers snaps the last 3 weeks. It's been really as close to a true running back by committee situation there in Green Bay recently. I don't know. I just think he's pretty much the dictionary definition of a running back 3. And that's not great, but
better than a guy who's not going to play.
Serious
potentially.
concerns about Josh Jacobs. And you're right. It's not just like getting a message from Schefter at 3:20 saying Josh Jacobs is active. That's not the end of the battle here. He has a broken shoulder.
Yeah, if someone would just say he's inactive, it would make me feel a whole lot better. Yeah. So pick up DeAndre Washington if you have Josh Jacobs and just make that sub right away. Who do you like better, Washington or Richard?
Washington.
I like Washington as well. Now, if they get down by like 20 points in the first quarter, it's going to be all Richard all day.
Sure.
But
I don't necessarily have the expectation of the Titans having an explosive offense. So I would say this game stays relatively close. Especially Oakland's been so much better at home.
And so much better in the first half.
Yeah.
So you doubt they get down a bunch early. All right. Everyone out there right now, smash the like button for the episode. And if you do that and you leave your DraftKings handle in the comment section, which you probably won't be able to do until the live show is actually over, but you come back, smash the like button for the episode, leave your DraftKings handle in the comment section, and give me your slate breaker for week 14 on DraftKings, and you will be in a draw for 20 DK bucks. You want to get into a draw for 60 DK dollars? Subscribe to the Pat Mayo Experience audio podcast, leave a 5-star review, DraftKings handle, something you like about this show. Well, not necessarily like this show, but the show as a whole. And you'll be in a draw for 60 DK bucks. Winners will be announced live on the Pat Mayo Experience at 1 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow, Monday, with Sal Vetri in the season finale of the Waiver Wire Show, recapping the week and giving away some free bucks to the peoples out there if you get into those draws. Also, in the description of this video and podcast, there is a link to Vote Mayo, because I am nominated for Fantasy Sports Analyst of the Year and Sports Betting Analyst of the Year. If you watch this show, take the 20 seconds, please. Go vote in that and vote for me. You can vote for me in both categories. So if you're a fan of the show, please do that. It would really help out for us to do more content for the people. I swear to God. If you like the show, just spend the 20 seconds and please do that. It would help me out a lot. Let's get to it. Let's bring him in. The king of free money line parlays. It is Tim Undergust.
Tim Undergust.
It's not my name. I did put one together last night for the people, but yeah, it's not my name.
It's not an official one because he didn't give it out on the show and it didn't pertain to the NFL, but it did win. He picked 4 really giant college football favorites and they all won. What did that even pay?
I feel like he was probably sweating Ohio State.
What was that, like minus 150?
Yeah, I mean, Louisiana State and Ohio State were not big favorites, but they were favorites.
What were they, like minus 300 territory?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Either way, I just gave people, listen, there was free money to be, oh my God, it is a monsoon in Oakland. Holy Lord.
Okay.
I love Josh Jacobs. By the way.
Rain, my
I would
shoulder.
Be playing him. I would be playing him in our playoffs were it me. Just, if it were my team.
I mean, you haven't made the playoffs in 10 years in our league.
It's been a long time.
I made the finals in 2016.
Did you
won the
really?
regular season, and lost in the finals to a team that I drafted for somebody who couldn't make the draft.
That's a big time curse, by the way.
Would that count towards the 2019 Custies, even though it happened in 2016?
So
The reveal is now.
And then our friend, with that team, with some of the keepers I got him, won the subsequent year. So
Yeah, he went back-to-back years.
yeah,
I had joined by then.
I have 2 titles in that league, which is one more than either of you have. So
I've been in the league for 4 years.
It's true.
That was really
Tim won the first 2 years. Of the
no, I won 2 of the first 3.
Oh, so you're like the Leafs.
Yeah.
Oh, I have 13 championships. 10 are against 5 other teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I made the finals in 2016, and I've set myself up nicely for 2020.
Let me ask you this, Tim. Would you rather have your 2 titles from 30 years ago, or would you rather have my undefeated championship season?
I would rather have 2 championships
No,
than
you
one
would.
championship.
Listen,
Yes, I would.
Undefeated. People still remember the shitty Miami Dolphins, and they're the Dolphins because they went undefeated, like Pat Mayo's team.
Yeah.
Yeah, your team did go undefeated, but if you play Jacobs, I think you will win today. If I think you do not play Jacobs, I think you will lose.
Well, I clearly can't play Jacobs now, can I?
Well, you do as you do
So,
fit.
like, you're
This
not,
is like the year you advised our friend not to play what's his name at wide receiver, the quarterback. Instead of Johnny Knox, we wanted to play.
In the single word, it's not who he wanted to play. If he wanted to play Johnny Knox, he would have played Johnny Knox. He asked me who he should play, and it was Joe Webb.
Oh, yeah.
So he could play Johnny Knox at wide receiver or Joe Webb at wide receiver. I was like, well, one of them is a quarterback and the other guy barely plays. So you should probably play the quarterback. And Johnny Knox returned 2 kicks for a touchdown.
That seems sustainable.
Yeah,
And then
that
the
seems
team-
like...
And he would have won,
he-
but Joe Webb scored like 18 points.
Yeah.
It wasn't a
And he would have
bad
beaten
start.
me in the finals, but he didn't because he didn't play me.
Now, okay, I just want to clarify, though, for the people. When you say you would play Josh Jacobs this week, do you have
Over Bilal
any
Powell.
actual reason to back that up? Or are
I
you
don't
just
think Powell is good.
or are you just sticking to your outdated, inane philosophy that you have to play your studs as soon as it becomes the playoffs?
No, I think Bilal Powell is a mediocre at best back, and I don't think the Jets are going to run a lot today. I think the Jets are going to be spreading it 4 wide, 5 wide, throwing a ton. And I don't think Powell's going to be
How many times this season have the Jets split out 5 wide and chucked it?
Do the Jets have 5 wide receivers?
They have that Vincent Smith guy.
Ah, yes, Vincent Smith.
Who, you know what, is better than you think. I think in 2020 he could be something special.
Of course.
I've seen something. I'm just saying, I don't think there's going to be a ton of running in this game from the Jets. I think there'll be a lot of throwing. Sam's over on throwing attempts. Sam's over on passing yards. Those are all props you need to get onto.
I'm just going to look this up right now. I have a pretty good idea, but I'd like to just make sure. Opponent rushing attempts per game.
Well,
yeah, that's right. Miami is one of 3 teams in football where opponents, on average, run over 30 times a game against them.
Well, sure, because most teams are ahead of them by 30 points. I think that's a spurious statistic based on this game.
I don't necessarily think that you have to be ahead 30 points to run on the Dolphins, who cannot stop the run. I also don't think that the Jets are going to lose this game.
I do.
They might. God, the Dolphins are going to finish with 6 wins.
50-49. If that happens, I'm winning.
You're winning a lot of money.
I'm winning the Millionaire Maker if this game is 50-49.
I don't need the Dolphins having the 3rd place schedule and us having the 4th place schedule next year.
You don't want that?
No, I don't want that. I don't want another year of the 4th place schedule, because when we're really good next year, I don't want to hear people say, "Oh, it's because you had a 4th place schedule." I don't want that excuse for people to bring out.
That's going to be
that's Tim's biggest concern at the moment.
Yeah, if they win 12 games, your biggest takeaway from that is that people will be mad because they played 2 easy teams.
Yes. I think that is something that people will use as an argument against the Jets.
Put it this way: the Bills fans aren't too concerned about that right now.
No, but the Bills have run out of wins. Looking at their schedule, they're at their maximum for wins, so they need to hang on the next 2 weeks.
Paul is just gleeful behind the camera.
Directly into my veins.
They're going to get crushed this week. Then they're going to go on primetime next week, and they're going to get destroyed by Pittsburgh. Then they have New England in essentially a primetime game.
I don't think you.
What has Pittsburgh done in the last 5 weeks that makes you think they can destroy any team?
I mean, I don't.
They shut that impressive Rams offense down.
They beat them by 2 points.
15, I think it was 17-12. I think they beat them by 5.
And they only scored their only touchdown of the game. Or maybe I guess they scored the 2.
Was that weird bounce pass? That
was a should-have-been forward pass that didn't get called a forward pass because the Steelers are somehow contractually bound to get 3 fumble recoveries a game.
You don't like the Steelers.
It's the flukiest team in the world.
This isn't about liking or disliking the Steelers. Just they're not blowing anybody out.
I think Buffalo, like I said, I think Buffalo has hit its maximum for wins, so it needs to hope that its 9 wins are good.
Look,
can we get back to the Powell thing? We're doing a live show about fantasy.
I don't like Powell this week that much.
No one gives a shit about your weird Jets next year talk.
Okay, I don't like Powell this game.
Okay, that's fine. Garion, let me ask you. I inserted Powell in my rankings 1 spot behind Austin Eckler, 1 spot ahead of Devonta Freeman. I don't like Freeman.
Yeah, I know. He's got a great matchup, but he's still Devonta Freeman.
Exactly.
That seems about right. Like, again, I think you could argue. I don't know. I would start Powell over Freeman.
Yeah.
But again,
that's why he's ahead of him.
You could nitpick a couple guys, but that is the right area, I think, to have him.
So where do I list Josh Jacobs in the rankings? Because he's still a game time decision at this point, so he needs to be in. I've dropped him to a spot behind Marlon Mack into the 20s, and I moved up DeAndre Washington just in case. And like I said, everyone who has Josh Jacobs should just go pick up DeAndre Washington right now. If he's declared inactive, it's a very easy switch. But should he be even lower than that based on, like, if you had Bo Scarborough in the early game, would you play Bo Scarborough?
No, I wouldn't.
I think I'd wait for Jacobs.
Again,
what if you had LaShawn McCoy? Although you'll know that because that's a later game.
I think
Phillip Lindsay in the early game. Freeman's a bit banged up.
Yeah. I'd probably rather play Lindsay. Yeah, I'd play Lindsay.
All right, so I'll move Lindsay ahead of Josh Jacobs as well.
But I think that's the right spot to have him. It's the spot right behind that tier of running back who you're pretty confident is going to get somewhere between like 15 to 18 touches, but has just a terrible matchup, which is usually your high-end RB3s. So, yeah.
All right, so
sounds about right.
So that's the biggest news right now. DraftKings-wise, Powell is now shaping up to be one of the higher-owned players on the entire slate because he's $3,500.
Yeah.
No one really wanted to play Patrick Laird.
No.
And he's 41, so he's not only more expensive and worse. That's going to, if you want to get on Laird now, is probably actually the time to do it because everyone's kind of jumped off. But you have Laird and Darwin Thompson at that $41,000 and $4,000 range. Now you have Bilal Powell at 35. I'm just going to eat the Bilal Powell chalk and go with it. Yeah, it opens up so much. What's better chalk, Bilal Powell or Ian Thomas at 25?
Powell.
I think Powell is.
I would say that a tight end is never good chalk. Rarely good chalk.
So, Tim, constructing your DraftKings lineup for the week, where did you go with running backs?
Well, I started with McCaffrey.
Okay.
No shock. And then I took Scarborough.
Again, I'm very curious why you think Bo Scarborough, who has yet to catch a pass or receive a target in his 3 games as the starting running back for the Broncos.
In a game where you picked Minnesota to cover the 13.
How you think he is a better play than Bilal Powell?
Oh, I don't think Bilal Powell is just not a good player. That's the thing, right? He's not that good. I don't care what his spot. He's not going to get
And you
many.
think Bo Scarborough, who had not been on an NFL roster for the entirety of the season, who's actually really the most one-dimensional player in football.
Okay.
So
fine.
just send me a screenshot of their updated DraftKings lineup. It has Laird, Robbie Anderson, and Vincent Smith in it.
Vincent Smith's good.
Yeah, he's great, Tim. He's fucking fantastic.
I just needed a good cheap running back because I stacked a different game, so I just wanted to just get some piece of that there.
Okay, one sec. The other big news of it, because everyone's been up to date on the news.
Right.
If you didn't see it, Evan Ingram is not playing on Monday night. That doesn't affect this slate. Rhett Ellison's also not going to go. If you need to pick up Caden Smith, I made just such a stupid move in one of my leagues where I'm in the playoffs. I had Gesicki and Evan Ingram. I've been rolling Gesicki while Ingram's been hurt. It looked like Ingram was coming back, so I dropped Gesicki, and then he got ruled out, and I went to go pick Gesicki back up, but he's on waivers until the game's end.
Right.
So now I have to play Caden Smith as my tight end, which I don't hate.
That's fine. I would say
I'd rather play Gesicki.
Sure.
Sticky Gesicki.
So sticky.
He's like Hot Hands from Little Giants.
True.
Real sticky.
Best player on everyone else's team. Yeah, God, I don't want to harp on this Bo Scarborough thing too much, but
No, I think people understand it. Tim just doesn't.
Sure.
No, Bo is a beast, and if they have any goal line work, he's going to get it.
Agreed.
Sure. Do you know that the Vikings?
No back I trust more around the goal line right now than Bo. I watched him in college. It's all the guy did was just.
There's no running back in football you trust on the goal line more than Bo Scarborough. Quote from you.
There's some I would trust as much, but more than I don't know if there is actually.
Do you know that over 75% of opponent touchdowns this season against Minnesota have been scored through the air? Aside from last week against Seattle, no one scores on the ground against the Vikings.
That's fair enough.
Okay.
But again, as you know, I'm not particularly convinced of the goodness of this Vikings team or defense. So,
and yet you
picked them to cover the 13.
Picking them to cover 13 points.
Yeah, but I said at the time with absolutely no conviction.
So again, as we were talking earlier in the show, or I guess before we started rolling, possibly about how to play Showdown and how the way to go about doing well at Showdown or giving yourself the highest opportunity to actually win a big slate in Showdown is picking a very specific game script and following that, working backwards and following how you get to that score. The only way that the Vikings cover this spread and Bo Scarborough has a good game is that Bo Scarborough has to score 2 touchdowns in the first quarter.
Well, no, I think I wrote down the score here is 35-21 for Minnesota.
And if he doesn't score those touchdowns early, when is he getting those touchdowns, Tim?
I think it doesn't matter where he gets those. He can get them at any point. I think he's going to be he's a critical part. Blau was going to lean on him. I think you're right that it would be to his advantage to score early, but I actually think it's not all that material. That when they get down close, if they get close, doesn't matter how many they're down by. Not going to just necessarily start throwing it from the 2 just because they're on the 2, right?
Yeah, I just feel like it's a really narrow script.
Fair enough. I'm not in love with the guy. I'm just playing him because I think there's some interesting value at $4,500.
Also, the Titans are internally discussing giving Ryan Tannehill a new contract.
Oh boy,
I would. How much better are you going to do?
You draft someone.
You'd be foolish not to. If you were the GM of the Tennessee Titans, you would too.
He's perpetually the 17th best quarterback in the league.
You know what? You can win a Super Bowl with the 17th
sure,
best
look, again, I've never disliked Tannehill, but he's...
No, and he played fine in Miami.
That is a move.
If he's healthy, he's better than at least half the quarterbacks in the league, and that's good enough.
All right, so the other big news, Will Fuller is not expected to play against the Broncos this week. Tim and I both, rarely are we in lockstep, we both love the Broncos. I like the +9. I even put a little mini bet on the +325 of the money line, as it just would be a classic example of the Texans peaking against the Patriots, everyone seeing it, and then just shitting the bed against the Broncos.
Sure.
Either way, with Fuller out, Kenny Stills is going to play probably 100% of the snaps. He's $3,700 on DraftKings.
It's a pretty good play.
It's like there's a whole collection of players in that range that you could potentially use. Like, obviously, you can pay down for Bilal Powell or DeAndre Washington as a late swap if Josh Jacobs sits. He's only $3,000. Then you have that Laird and Darwin Thompson tier at running back. But at receiver, Auden Tate is $4,000. Deontay Johnson is $4,300. Kelvin Harmon is $37,000. Now Kenny Stills is $37,000. Paris Campbell, who is returning this week, is only $3,200 against the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
He's in my lineup.
I wouldn't use any of these guys in cash games, obviously.
Oh,
But-
I am.
I mean, wow.
I'm using Stills.
Okay, well that would be the only one I'd even consider. I would just say on Wednesday I did like Will Fuller a lot. This Denver secondary has sort of quietly been terrible the last 3 weeks. They've actually given up the most yards per target to wide receivers over the last 3 weeks. And Fuller, sort of like T.Y. Hilton-esque. I mean, I guess especially T.Y. Hilton-esque.
Better at home?
So good at home.
Yeah. Fells is also really good when Fuller doesn't play, by the way.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
like $3,200.
And he is the goal line target. Yeah. I mean, does DeAndre Hopkins just have a crazy... I think his target share is, what, 35% when Fuller doesn't play?
Yeah, where do I have him ranked? It's 1 or 2. I have him ranked at 3 for the week.
Oh, sure. I just mean he's
Yeah, you have to think-
7,400, which is really cheap for him.
Well, there's a couple guys like that. We'll get to that in a second. I do think that Chris Harris can not shut him down, but like at least make Watson look the other way a few times.
Sure.
And that should lend itself to Stills, and Stills just saves you so much money at the moment. So I'm using him and Auden Tate as my 2 guys from down there to save some cash. The one other running back I actually wanted to talk about was Marlon Mack. Not really feeling him this week, but like if I had him and Jacobs, I'd play Marlon Mack. Even though it's the worst matchup of the week, if no restrictions, if we're going to believe Frank Reich, that 20 touches for him, you hope he can find the end zone.
Yeah. He's pretty much touchdown or bust this week. But I'm with you. I'd rather play him than Jacobs. I mean, this is someone who, prior to his injury, if you don't count the game he actually got hurt, has played about 60% of the snaps this season. I don't think, especially with how poorly Williams looked last week, I don't think we're in a situation where it's suddenly 1 series for Mack, 1 series for Williams. Wilkins works his way in. Because I've heard rumors that all 4 are going to be active this week.
Fun.
But
They have no receivers, so that makes sense.
Exactly. So I do think you're going to see Mack in his regular role. Hines will work a third of the snaps in the passing game.
Yeah. Would you play Tim, Miles Sanders, or Marlon Mack?
I would play Mack.
I would play Sanders. We don't know about Jordan Howard. He's actually questionable now.
Yeah.
But I guess if Howard's active, then you would have wanted to have played Mack, but you're not going to have that luxury.
Yeah.
I think I just roll the dice with Sanders. Would you play Devin Singletary or Marlon Mack?
Singletary.
Singletary for me.
Yeah.
Devonta Freeman or Marlon Mack?
Freeman.
Freeman. Todd Gurley or Marlon Mack?
Gurley, for sure.
Kareem Hunt or Marlon Mack? I'd play Hunt.
I would play Mack at that point.
I play Hunt too.
Eckler or Marlon Mack?
Eckler.
I play Eckler. Okay. We're on the same page there then. Would you play like Darius Geis? Don Geis. I'd play Mack.
I wouldn't.
I worry that...
Yeah, I'd play Mack too.
I'd worry that Geis is a huge trap.
Oh, are people playing Geis this week?
Well, I think it's more of a season-long thing because anyone
fair.
who picked him up, like, benched him last week. He went off, and now they want to use him. Like, he still played fewer snaps than both AP and Chris Thompson.
And it's an AP week.
He had 10...
it's an AP week, is it?
It is. It's an AP week.
Okay.
So what's AP's line?
I think around what he had last week, 99 yards, a touchdown, something like that.
How many carries do you think AP gets?
16.
Can I take the under?
You could. I just think
if we believe that, we should just bet Washington plus 13.
On the show, I picked Green Bay, and I kind of wish I had picked Washington now that we've gotten close to Sunday because I think that was the wrong move for that game.
I have Washington there. The one I'm like, the only reason that I picked the Browns on the show was just like I felt like people were just gonna be like, oh, Bengals plus.
Well, just devilishly now, I'm kind of hoping because I think the Giants could now win tomorrow outright with Eli. I'm kind of devilishly hoping that the Redskins have a chance to make the playoffs in Week 17. That would just be so great.
Sure,
pretty funny.
Do you think they could win in the? Could they be like that Seattle team?
Sure, anybody can win any game in the NFL.
Yeah, this is true. Hot takes
except for the Chiefs this Sunday.
Yeah, the Chiefs. Yeah, the Chiefs can't beat the Patriots this week as 3-point dogs. Impossible.
Well, the next time they beat the Chiefs with Mahomes, next time Mahomes beats the Patriots will be the first time he does it.
Well, that means he'll never be able to do it ever. I like your logic.
He's been in the league for 3 years, right?
Well,
yeah, and he's played.
and he
He's
didn't play
only
the
only
first year.
started once in that first season.
They played twice last year, and they lost both times.
Oh,
I mean, I would say
large sample alert.
I would like to say that D Ford had something to do with them not winning in the playoffs last year.
Or them not scoring any points in the first half.
But they scored them all in the second half.
All of the points, and then they lost a coin toss. It's basically.
Well, that's perfectly fair. They lost a toss. That's 50-50.
I'm just saying that you can't blame Patrick Mahomes for literally scoring the last 4 times he had the football in that
You're
game.
right. I can never blame a quarterback for losing a game. I apologize.
You're real salty.
No.
Yeah, Jesus.
I think the Patriots are getting. It annoys me how little I can see it happening.
You think a home
Everyone's
team
talking
favored
about
by
their-
3 points is getting disrespected?
I haven't not yet run into a person who likes New England in that game.
I mean, most of the money's on New England.
It should be. But like if you watch
is.
TV and listen to the sports media, the whole week has been the Patriots. This time is different than the others. No, it isn't. They're fine. They're going to win this game. They'll probably score 35 to 40 points. They'll be fine.
The Patriots are now 1-2 since Tim switched his Super Bowl pick to the Patriots, by the way.
Sounds about right.
He's finally embracing it, Garion. He finally went all in on the Patriots, and now they're
I'm
terrible.
just tired of being wrong and picking against them. Screw it. I'm just going to ride this train with them, and I'll at least get the credit of a win.
Yeah, no one's going to buy that. Paul.
I'm just filling Garion in on the long con that's going on here. Me and Tim have Patriots division, so what Tim is actually doing is he actually believes in the curse. He's been very, very high on the Patriots. He's been very low on the Buffalo Bills because he knows the Bills are the only people who can get him to win this $50 bet. And I'm okay with it. I'll give Tim $50 if the Bills
I would
win
not
the division.
engage in that type of black magic.
Yeah,
Sure.
okay, buddy.
Yeah.
I don't think Tim has that sort of foresight to engage in that sort of like really advanced curse.
Maybe.
He lives far too much in the moment.
I feel like he's
Like-
tried it in the past.
Like, quote, Vincent Smith is amazing.
You know what? He is really good, and you guys can laugh all you want, but he's really good. And on third down, when he's open, I'm like, throw it to Vincent, because you know he's going to make that catch. I
Oh.
Are you wearing a giant foam Jets hat in this scenario?
Whatever. You know what? That thing is incredibly heavy. You can't wear that for long stretches of time.
Hurts my neck.
I usually just put it on third downs. That used to be what I used to do. It used to be my third down.
3 months into his keto diet, Tim's neck is just going to be like, foam.
He's going to look like Goldberg. Yeah. All right, let's talk Super 7 for a second. I have no chance of winning, but if I can get a Super 7, I'll still win money. So let's go 7-7 picks this week. I got the Saints -2.5, the Dolphins +5.5, Arizona +2.5, Kansas City +3, Seattle at a pick'em, Carolina at +3, and I locked in the Broncos at +9. That's where I'm going with that. Tim?
Just a second, let me pull it up. My picks this week are, and again, appreciate that it's not just me because there's a couple of picks here I don't love. Panthers +3, Baltimore -5.5, Green Bay -12.5, Vikings -13, Tampa -3, which I do love, Philadelphia -9.5, which I love less, and the Cardinals +2.5.
The only two that I actually bet this week for the card, I mean, these are just the purposes of the pool. I bet the Saints -2 because that's what they're down to now, and I have the Broncos at +9.5 from earlier in the week. I would still bet them at +9, and I said I'm in on the money line too at a little sprinkle because I like the Broncos this week. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's gonna make me look foolish.
Like them too, but I think New Orleans gets disassembled today. So I don't back you on that one.
That's good. Who do you have in that game?
I have the 49ers, but I don't feel it's not a game that I feel like I have to bet. I liked the under a lot earlier this week. Now it's at 44. It's a little bit more fair, but it's not a game that I feel overly strongly about. Like I love the Ravens this week.
The Raisins.
Yes, the Raisins, the California Raisins.
Yeah, they didn't move though.
No.
Would have been such an easy switch.
Rams gonna have a big game too.
Yeah, we know. Every week you come on the show and tell us how great Jared Goff is.
I think Goff's gonna have a big game, and the Rams gonna be now a game out of the playoffs. And like if they get in the playoffs, watch out, they can win the whole thing. There'll only be a game back after this week, probably.
You know what? A wise man once said, any team can win a game in the NFL. So
Yeah, but the Rams could win several. They're precisely the type of team the world's given
They
up
can
on.
win several. Yeah, they can.
I'd love to see them against Dallas in the first round and then play in New Orleans in the second round. Just next thing you blink and the Rams are back in the Super Bowl somehow.
Look,
play
I'm
that
not
showdown
disputing they're a
lineup there,
talented team, but I think Sunday night game's going to be a little bit closer than the Rams just beating the doors off the Seahawks.
We'll see.
Who hates the Seahawks now?
I mean, I like Seattle well enough, but I think the Rams are a better team top to bottom, and I think they're going to win. They should have won the last time.
When we talk about constructing your DraftKings lineups this week and stacking games, I've kind of been over this Miami and Jets game all week, and the Bilal Powell thing really worked in my favor because I had Fitzpatrick, Gesicki, Fitzpatrick, Parker, and I was like, I don't know who to bring it back with. It was normally Jamison Crowder,
Right?
Was the one because Miami just gets torched by slot guys. Maybe I should bring it back with Vincent Smith, but Bilal Powell just makes that game stack so much easier. So that's really where a lot of my chips are. So I built 12 lineups. That's the Fitzpatrick one is the majority one, but I have Kirk Cousins and Patrick Mahomes as my two other build for team stacks and game stacks to go along with it. I think you can pick your poison with some of these game stacks that no one is going after. Chiefs Patriots is one, and I do think that the Saints and the 49ers is the other one. If you want to do Breeze, Thomas, Kamara, I have Kamara in almost every lineup. He's just too cheap.
Right.
And he's too.
Come back with Kittle then?
Kittle would be the guy, yeah. It's expensive, but no one is doing that. And there's enough cheap guys. We just ran through a litany of cheap guys that you can use.
There is nothing stopping you from going superstars and scrubs today.
I actually have one lineup, and I discussed this at length with Leone on the Friday show, that everyone's going to be paying down at running back. That maybe the move is to pay up at running back everywhere. Because there's cheap receivers that you can go to.
Right.
So I have two teams that have McCaffrey, Kamara, and Dalvin Cook in them. Let's go. I don't need to be. I can take the chalky cheap guys if I want to at that point because no one else is having that build.
One guy, just because there are. It's funny because, like you said, there's so many cheap running backs this week that I feel like people are ignoring the fact there's also 6 Pro Bowl caliber running backs in just the best possible matchups. Yeah. What's Melvin Gordon's ownership looking like?
I have a bit of Melvin Gordon as well. It's let's see, Melvin Gordon 7%.
Because if let's just play the hypothetical game and say that Melvin Gordon played Jacksonville last week, Melvin Gordon would be 30% owned.
Melvin Gordon cost me $700 last week by not getting one extra yard.
Yeah, he's looked a lot
Mel.
better the last
Mel
4 weeks,
G.
though. I have no fears with Melvin Gordon.
So
this week.
it depends on how you construct some of these lineups. Like if obviously I'm not building all my lineups with the 3 most expensive players on the slate.
I went crazy with a stack. I went crazy with the Tampa Indianapolis game.
Oh, so did Paul. Way to go, Paul. Your team's ruined.
I took Winston, both receivers, and then brought it back with Doyle.
That's not terrible.
I keep saying 1 week they're both going to have a good week.
But they both had bad
weeks.
They both had bad weeks last week.
True.
So the other way that you can do it, so Melvin Gordon is sort of, if you don't want to pay all the way up. I was initially on Fournette, and I like Fournette, but he's just too expensive at that point if you want to get some of the middle tier guys in. So Melvin Gordon and Joe Mixon were actually the 2 guys that I used, spread throughout the lineups as the next level down.
Right.
And then Powell and a late swap onto DeAndre Washington if that presents itself. So just put your later guys in your flex, and that way it gives you the capability of doing that. But yeah, I'm in on Gordon, and I like Mixon too. Mixon's been good.
Yeah, he has been. In a game you expected, I think that line is incredibly wonky. It should not be that big. Expect the Bengals to keep it real close, if not even win it outright.
So
they have reason not to because they're going to lose the first overall pick if they put another win up, probably. So they probably shouldn't do that.
Who knows? It seems like
the Giants have such a big tiebreaker on them.
Yeah, but the Giants also play the Dolphins next week. There's so many losable games for these awful teams.
And the other thing too, Jeff is been sliding into our DMs, praying that the Giants get the first overall pick so the Chargers can trade for it.
They should. That's the only
just
path
the
Chargers
most
have.
poetic justice of all time.
Yeah, with both
The only path they have.
Getting rid of Rivers and Eli, and we'll just do the trade the opposite way all over again. And that way the Giants can get their version of Sean Merriman.
I would say that's Chase Young, but I think Chase Young is. I don't know. Sean Merriman is really good.
I don't think that Chase Young would fall to whatever pick that the Chargers give up.
No, he's a top 2 pick.
So in that trade, when they traded Eli for Rivers, Merriman, I think Nate Kading was the other guy that they got.
Could have been.
Yeah, because it was like a 6th-round pick, wasn't it?
I think those turned out to be the 3 players. That's not bad.
Like the year they traded Vic for LT.
If you were just constructing a random lineup, you weren't necessarily doing a game stack. Paul had mentioned to me earlier that the 2 hardest things this week is who to use at quarterback and who to use at defense.
I like Baltimore. I'd really be willing to pay up. Not pay up, I guess. But I mean, I have the Bengals as my defense because I'm willing to pay way down. But if you want to spend a little more, Baltimore is a really good play on defense.
Yes.
Paul's loving this. I actually,
I agree though too. Yeah,
this game could be 40-7 for the Ravens.
Yes.
Like, I think there's a much better chance that Baltimore wins big than Buffalo wins big.
Oh yeah,
I agree.
So if you pay down the 2, I actually like the Bengals as well. But I think the Chiefs are very much in play in this game. They're super cheap. You say yuck?
Yeah, I don't think they have a chance. I wouldn't be playing them against them. Not in Foxborough. That's crazy.
So Chiefs D, $2,200. The optimal thing that I think you can do is try to get up to Steelers or Vikings. They're expensive, but again, you can make things work if you really mess around with the numbers here.
You know what? It's interesting though.
If you cook the books.
The Cardinals, for as bad as they've been this season, for as often as they get sacked, they don't turn the ball over, ever.
No, but I'll take the sacks.
Sure, I'm just saying, and also I kind of like Kyler Murray this week.
That's a take no one has.
He's way too cheap. This is the cheapest he's been since
Pittsburgh's
week
D
3.
is legit.
They're good. I'm not saying it's a great
like
matchup, but we've also seen Kyler Murray put up 26 plus DraftKings points against the 49ers twice in the last 2 weeks. He's just really good.
Okay.
And he's 5,800. I think it's not that you have to get too much variance at quarterback this week because Paul think there's no hub.
There doesn't seem to be one quarterback who could be over 10% owned.
But
so it doesn't matter.
I don't think anyone's going to own Kyler Murray, and I like him this week. He's so cheap.
So I ended up going. Dude, what about Duck Hodges in that game?
Nah.
Oh, I can't do it.
What about Mr. Blau?
is nobody playing the flow chart?
No one's playing the flow. Like, people are just out on Vance McDonald.
Everyone's out on the flow chart. That's
He's too expensive.
He's not.
If he
cheap.
was like $3,000, 90% of people would own him.
Caught up.
Fair.
But like, what do you do at tight end then? Because is Ian Thomas with Greg Olsen out the play?
I mean, a lot of people are going to be on Thomas. I feel like a lot of people are going to be on Doyle.
Doyle and Thomas will be the two highest owned. If you had to pay up, who would you pay up for?
Kittle.
Me Timbers?
Waller.
Yeah, if I had to pay up, I would pay up for Kittle. He should have a good game here.
Waller's.
I just think Kelsey. They're all in the same class, and if I'm getting,
How about this? Austin Hooper. He's back.
Yeah, sure.
No one's using him, and he was amazing.
I still think, like, honestly, I think Gesicki should be like closer to 5,000 than 4,000.
Yeah, I like Gesicki's the main tight end that I have in my lineups. $4,000. He's been.
Nah, we're gonna shut him down. I don't think the Dolphins do much today at all. They get the double-digit points.
Okay, so once again, you now think the Dolphins don't do much of anything. They probably don't score 10 points.
But
and
the
you
Jets
don't
never
think-
stop passing.
But the Jets are going to remain in their 5 wide receiver set and throw all over them.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of that. And I also don't think for a moment that Powell's going to get like 80% of the carries. I think that's kind of silly.
He doesn't need 80% of the carries.
I just need him to get to 15 touches. Get me to 15 touches, Bilal, then you're good with me.
And if you lock
Sure,
in
but I
15
think
touches,
Jacobs
I think
would get to 15 touches as well, and I think they're better.
I don't even know if he's going to play.
Then I would play the other guy. You have Washington as well. I'd play him instead.
Yeah, but
If I had to.
It's a much tougher matchup for DeAndre Washington.
I get it.
Like, put it this way: if I didn't have Powell, then that would be a very easy move to do. But where I have Powell, I think Powell's just better.
Fine.
He's
I'm risk averse. That's all. I'm risk averse.
you're risk averse, but you're taking a negative correlation game script in this Jets Dolphins game.
Just because I think that Jacobs is that much better that he is worth waiting for, and then I'll play the backup. I think it's riskier to not play Jacobs.
I don't know, man. Broken shoulder doesn't seem like it's going to be something easy to play through.
So quarterback, the one I have the most of is Ryan Fitzpatrick. $6,000. Revenge game, nice weather, good matchup.
Sure.
Can't run on the Jets, can pass all over the Jets. It makes a lot of sense to me.
They throw the ball all the time. Yeah. To their credit, I think they've at least figured out that they can't run.
He can run.
He can run. Yes, you hit on that prop last week, right? They finally put it on the board. Did
Yeah,
they?
I hit both the Jameis and Fitzpatrick rushing prop. That's probably
Love Jameis. Love Jameis.
It's probably what we should talk
Talk
about
about some
here.
props, yeah.
I have 4 props that I like this week. I already put them out on the Twitters and the Instagrams if people want to check them out. So I put these 2 together. I played them both. I played all 4 of these individually, but I played the parlays in different ways. So Russell Gage, in the Gage with Russell Gage, over 27.5 receiving yards. I know Julio's back and Hooper's back,
He's
but
still going to play 80% of the
yeah,
snaps.
he still covered those in the games where those guys were active. So he's hit that 4 of the past 5 games. So I like that. Kelvin Harmon for the Skins, over 2.5 catches with Paul Richardson out. He's got there the past 3 games.
Okay.
Put those 2 together, plus 222. Add on the Laird. The Laird watches over, but he's not going over. He's going under. Patrick Laird, under 27.5 rushing yards against the Jets. Let him do it all through the receiving game. That's what he's good at. So now, adding that to the parlay, it's plus 487. Then you can add Jarvis Landry, over 65.5 receiving yards against the Cincinnati Bengals. That parlay is now 10-1.
I will just, I don't.
OBJ has a sports hernia.
Sure.
Living with the hernia.
Oh, God.
Ow!
Look, I think this isn't one of those things where I'm not playing Jarvis Landry in like a season log league or something like that, but I will give some credit to Darqueze Dennard, who has been the best slot cornerback in football the last 4 weeks.
Don't worry about the Jerv.
Tim really liked that joke, Pat.
It is
Tim loves Weird Al. Who doesn't?
It is crazy. Just it's like I'm going insane. All I can hear is Tim laughing. And I think this is the kind of thing that in some sort of like just
There's a Black Mirror
Cryptic-
episode waiting to happen.
oh yeah. This is not good. Yeah, I like the Laird prop a lot.
Do you like the Laird prop of under 27.5 or whatever Ryan Fitzpatrick's over rushing is? I don't know what it is, but
I can look it up for you.
I got props.
all right, let's hear him. You've been good at these on the Sunday show, so let's hear it.
Gardner Minshew under 235.5 passing yards. I don't think he even comes close to approximating that.
Minshew walk?
Yeah. Also, Drew Lock over 215 yards passing. I think he gets there. And over in the total sacks of Bills Ravens plus 100. I think that 4.5 comes in almost. It may come in the first half the way these 2 teams play.
Well, here's the thing. I actually was super intrigued in that number as well because I saw that line hanging there. I was like, plus 100. I get even money on this? That doesn't seem like a lot of sacks. Then I went back and looked at it. Josh Allen was sacked 4 times against Dallas last week. That was the first time he'd been sacked more than once in like 5 weeks. And
He's slippery.
And Lamar rarely gets sacked because
He rarely throws. It's really a drop back.
well, the thing is he does so many designed runs that even in certain circumstances where he drops back to pass and then runs, like
It's still considered
it's
a
still
rushing
considered
loss,
a
yeah.
run because that's how they end up crediting him. So I'd be very wary of that one.
Fitzpatrick is over 12.5 yards at minus 120.
Has he hit that every game?
It still seems very low.
It's I wonder what the Jameis rushing prop is for the week. That's been like printing free money.
Jameis is at 16.5.
That's where he was last week. He should get there again. He's famous, you know. I don't know if you knew that.
I am aware.
We're going to win this game today so badly.
I had the Laird prop written down as well. I talked about this a
Laird
little bit earlier,
almighty.
but Melvin Gordon's rushing prop is only at 78.5. I just think that's a pretty easy. Like Jacksonville has done nothing to show me they can stop, and you just know Melvin Gordon's going to get 20 touches.
Yeah.
Like
I looked it
it's
up.
just
This
how it
is the
works.
game I predicted to be the AFC Championship game this year.
What?
Oh,
Was
God.
Chargers and Jaguars. That's what I had predicted as AFC title game. I was big on Foles. Out of the defense had turned it around. Like the Jaguars were a very trendy pick.
The only year
That's
the
the
Jags
Chargers.
were the only year the Jags have ever been good was the year you gave up on them.
What
by
a
the way.
great year that was.
Yeah, we hit them 7-1 to win the division.
We hit that the day after the schedule came out, didn't we?
Yep. Tim was out. Just no more Jags. I'm done with them.
I do
then he was
like-
immediately back in the year after.
I
They've
do
been
like
terrible.
how if you told someone 4 months ago that Tim predicted the AFC Championship game would happen in Week 14, 98% of people would be like, "Oh yeah,
Patriots, Chiefs."
Patriots Chiefs, sure." It's like no.
which I think I picked as the AFC Championship
Sure.
game. I went chalky for once with my predictions, and they're all.
And yet it's still going to be wrong.
I don't know. I have Patriots, Chiefs. I
They're
believe
probably
that's
going to
what
play
it
in the
is.
second round. They're
And I
probably
have,
gonna play in the second round.
and then I have Saints and someone in the NFC. Forget who it is. It's not Seattle or San Francisco. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
I think it's Green Bay or
I
something.
had the Rams and the Eagles.
Oh, you did like
What?
Green Bay
I
a
know I
lot.
had the Bears
so-
and the Eagles.
Yeah, you had the
Bears.
Bears and the Eagles. You had the Bears going to the Super Bowl.
The Bears can still hit their season total over for
They can
wins
still
is
make the playoffs.
Impressive. Yeah.
They can, but it becomes very difficult for them if the Rams keep winning.
Sure. Fitzpatrick didn't hit it last week, hit it the week before. So we had 2 yards rushing last week, 45 the week before, 0 3 weeks ago, 23, then 2, then 17. So he's due to be over.
Yeah. The pattern dictates this
if
is hitting
these
this week.
trends continue.
Hey.
All right, let's call to action for questions in the chat. Garion, can you please tell people the rules of the chat?
I can. Do not answer each other's questions in the chat. It clogs up the chat. Do not ask your question multiple times in the chat. It clogs up the chat and doesn't allow us to get to the maximum amount of questions. Please use full player names if someone has a common last name, or we will assume it is the worst version of that player, and you're going to play a lot of weird Washington back that plays for like, there was some other Washington who's 3,000 this week. We'll give you him. Whole lot of shares of him.
Paul, yes?
Just asking if you want me to set the audio now for the.
Oh, yes. I should probably say goodbye to the audio podcast listeners. Thank you all for tuning in. Of course, we don't do the live chat on the podcast because the podcast is not live. Only the video is. The season finale of this show, if you have questions, will be next week. Remember to leave those reviews to get into the draw, all right? Thanks for watching. Back to the rules.
What else do we have? Do not mention Mark Ingram in the chat. He will be banned for life.
Correct.
What am I
No
missing?
pickup or ads.
Oh, yeah. That's for Monday's show.
Banned for life.
Banned for life.
If you ask a question with 5 or more players in it, only Pat will answer because this is not the format for those types of questions.
Right. That is the cheat code if you want an official answer.
Yeah. Or just use the rankings, which are in the description.
And I guess the last point, it's sort of been an unofficial rule. Ask actual questions. Don't make statements.
Agreed.
Like, so-and-so is a good play. That is not a question. That cannot be answered. That is a waste of electricity and time and everything. Stop doing it.
Yeah. The biggest one is
Want to hear about the wind in Buffalo?
One sec. The biggest thing is just answering other people's questions because that really does clog up the chat.
Or spamming your stupid question over and over and over and over and over again. Like you're the king of England.
Often
You
known to
right
get on
back.
chat boards.
When was the last time there was a king of England? The 30s?
When was King Ralph reigning?
That's
1989?
That's real. I believe it's 1991. That is such a good movie. I want that poster on your wall there somewhere, a King Ralph poster.
You can
Get
have
him
it,
one.
You can have it at your house.
Man, that's a good movie.
All right. Questions. Ready?
Yeah.
Oliver or Olivier, potentially, Wise asks, Debo or Crowder? I'll take Crowder.
I always
Crowder.
take Crowder.
Penny or Ridley?
Penny.
Ridley.
Yes.
Take Calvin Ridley. Eagles D or Niners D? Play Eagles D.
I would
Yeah.
too.
Eagles D.
Yeah, you got to play against Eli. Paul, is there any more coffee there? Can I get a coffee touch-up? Thank you, sir.
I will tell people about the wind while you get your coffee.
Okay.
15 to 25 miles per hour gusts.
Well, that doesn't
How
really
many
hurt
knots?
Lamar or Josh Allen because they both run.
Yeah, I know.
How many
That-
knots is that? Gary?
Under
How many knots is that? 2.
You know, we might not get the house money this week if there's a lot of wind. He sucks anyway.
Can't kick past 45 yards.
Bills tried to sign Chase McLaughlin the other day, but
Ah.
they got
The Colts got him.
Hot fantasy pickup. Chase McLaughlin.
Guy's great. Next one, Devontae Parker, Cortland Sutton, Devonta Freeman, or Miles Sanders. Good flex.
Wow.
Option to have. The answer is Devontae Parker.
I was going to say, it's one of the Devontas, and it's Parker.
I would play Sutton over Devonta Freeman.
Think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Parker or Sutton. I think those two are very close, actually.
I would take Parker. You have to pick one of them, though, Tim.
I would take Parker.
Okay. Eckler, Beckham, or Waller? I would play Waller.
You know what? I'm going to stick with Beckham.
Eckler.
Pick 2. Waller, hardly knew her. Kirk, Shepard, Marv Jones.
Marvin Shepard.
Waller is the
Yeah,
clear
Waller's
cut number
playing,
1 for
yeah.
me.
Who was the first one again?
Waller.
Sorry, after Waller.
Christian Kirk.
Right.
Shepard
Shepard
gets.
and I have the connection, right? So
Yeah, but Shepard's being pushed back to the outside because Tate's going to be in the slot now.
Let's
I think-
do Marv. Marvin Waller.
I have Marvin in a DraftKings lineup.
I would say if I look if I'm not
He is the sticky bandit.
Laird or Madison? I'll play Laird.
Laird.
Pick 2. This one's no. You can get it on this one. Singletary, Mixon, Drake, or John Brown. One
Mixon.
running back, one flex.
Mixon.
I'd say Mixon and Singletary.
Yeah.
And Singletary.
Miles Sanders or Josh Jacobs if he plays. Well,
You answered that one already, I believe.
I think I just roll Miles Sanders.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would too.
All right. Indy, Tampa, or Eagles D. I'd take Eagles D.
Yes, I would take
Yeah.
Philadelphia.
Eagles.
Devonta Freeman or James White on DraftKings.
White. Once again, we saw you guys laughed at me last week or you laughed at me. Sorry, Garion wasn't here. You laughed at me for saying I thought White was a great play. White was a fantastic play. He remained a fantastic play.
He was a good play. I play
He's-
Freeman.
To this point in the season, aside from that game, he's been the best guy at scoring exactly 12 PPR points every single week.
Well, Tim and I made 4 bets last week. He won the James White one.
Oh, you guys actually made bets last
Yeah,
week?
I went. You weren't here. We had to kill time.
That's true.
He bet me that Jets D would outscore like some awesome defense. He bet me that Jonnu Smith would outscore Jack Doyle. He just made a series of horrendous bets.
Jesus.
He won that one though.
Fair. Yeah.
Geis, Hunt, or Snell? Half point. Play Hunt.
Hunt.
Breeze spelled incorrectly. Spelled like
With a Z?
Spelled like Febreze.
Nice.
Or Ryan Tannehill. It's close.
Tannehill. I don't think it is close.
I'll play Tannehill. As well.
Tannehill, yeah.
Chris Carson, Odell, or Gurley? Carson.
I'm gonna play Odell. Even with the hernia.
Even in Rams smash
I'll
week.
just play Carson.
Chris Carson or Cooper Kupp? I'll play
Kupp.
Carson.
Huh.
Kupp has the ability to score more points, but he is we've seen him like post zeros.
Yeah, and the thing about
And Carson's
Carson,
good.
too, like Carson had probably his toughest matchup he's going to get all season last week, and was just
did
perfectly
well.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cousins, Winston, or Baker? I actually like Cousins the best.
I do too.
Winston.
Niners D. Oh no, this guy's answering people's questions. You're banned for life, you asshole.
Yeah.
Darius Geisler, Singletary.
Singletary.
Woods or Edelman? Play Edelman.
Woods.
Edelman.
Need 2. 2 running backs. Geis, Michelle, Powell, Darwin, Rashad Penny, or Madison. This is for me only. I will play Powell for sure.
I would play Michelle.
I'd play Sony as well. Hunt or Eckler? Also playing Melvin Gordon. Then
That's a good question.
What?
But if you're playing Melvin, I would differentiate there. But
I
if-
have
if-
Hunt over Eckler anyway.
Okay, that was more what
By
I
one
wanted to know.
spot.
Sure.
Robbie Anderson or Tyler Lockett? I'm gonna stick with Lockett.
Yeah, lock it.
Yeah, Lockett.
Well, Tim can't pick Robbie Anderson since Vince Smith is gonna get all the touchdowns.
I don't know why you think it's so funny to make fun of Vincent Smith. He's a darn good player, and he will show you up when he scores a touchdown today. And you'll be like, "We'll come back next week." You'll have to admit I was right and you were wrong. I was smart and you
All
were
right,
dumb.
well, let's bet it then. I will bet that he does not score a touchdown.
Do you want me to-
Yeah,
I'll find the actual odds here. One sec.
I would
There's
guess his
no-
anytime touchdowns like 4-1.
He's our generation's Ian Leggett.
Exactly.
Pick 1: Jacob Hollister or Ryan Griffin. Griffin.
Vincent Smith anytime touchdown is 6-1.
That's actually not a terrible bet. I don't want to give him 6-1 because he was going to make it even money before you opened your fucking mouth.
I was not. I was about to say I want odds.
No, you never say that.
I do sometimes.
You never do. I would play Hollister over Griffin.
I
would
too
too.
would play Hollister.
I would too, yeah.
Yeah, because of course Seahawks tight ends.
It's a thing.
That's great.
Breeze or Goff? Breeze.
Goff.
Goff.
Allen or Fitzmagic? Fitzmagic.
Allen.
I'm going to play Josh Allen.
Really?
He's just good.
Yeah.
So is Fitzmagic.
He's got 2 touchdowns in 9 straight games.
Yeah, but one is magic and in a revenge game.
Josh Allen has a revenge game every week because everyone disrespected him except the Bills.
Yeah, well, so does Ryan Fitzpatrick because he's legitimately played for every team.
Yeah, it means every team has liked him at one point.
Tampa or Indy, D and cash? Neither. Either pay up or pay down. Like, why use the middle tier?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I would play those guys either.
Metcalf or Devontae Parker? Devontae Parker.
Parker.
Yeah, Parker.
Jacobs, James White, Snell, or Powell? Pick one for flex. Powell.
White.
Powell! Pow, pow! Singletary, Laird, Powell, or Snell. I would play Powell.
Yeah, Powell.
Yeah, I agree. There and there, I would.
Non-PPR, Powell or Eckler. I would actually play
Eckler.
Powell over Eckler non-PPR.
Yeah, me too.
So much of Eckler's value is just derived from so many catches. Snell or Scarborough or Penny. Play Snell.
Scarborough.
Snell.
Njoku or Higbee.
Higbee.
I play Higbee. I want to wait and see. Pick up David Njoku now if you're still in the playoffs and might need a tight end. Guess who gets Arizona next week?
Hey.
That's probably a better spot for
nice.
David Njoku if you can make it through the week. Fitzmagic, Josh Allen, or Kyler? Play Fitzmagic.
I play Allen.
Over
I would
Kyler?
play Allen.
Penny or Ridley?
Ridley.
Ridley.
Sutton or Beckham? Sutton.
Sutton.
Oh, here's a question that gets you banned. Is Aaron Jones going to have monster day? Fuck off.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Pick 2. Drake, Jamal Williams, or Powell? I'll play Drake and Powell.
I agree.
Yep.
James Washington or Debo Samuel? I'll play Debo.
Yeah, Debo.
Snell or Keenan Allen in a standard league? I'll play Keenan.
Keenan.
Pick 1. Michelle, Snell, Powell, or Pascal? Full point PPR. I'll play Powell.
Powell.
Yes, I think so too.
PPR, Powell or Snell? Powell.
Powell.
Powell or Darwin Thompson?
Powell.
Powell.
Yeah.
Hunter Henry or Jacob Hollister? How much do you love Seahawks tight ends now?
Not that much.
I like Hollister.
I like Henry. Pick 3. Galladay, Godwin, and Cup.
Ban that person. That's a waste of
No,
our time.
he's just stupid. It's okay.
No, rank those
He
guys.
needs to be here.
Rank those guys. I'll go Godwin, Galladay, and Cup.
I would agree, yes.
Cup. Godwin. No,
Whoa.
Godwin, Cup, Galladay. Sorry. That's how it
That's
would
fine.
That's
too, yeah.
reasonable. Need 1 wide receiver and 1 flex. Boyd, Woods, John Brown, Powell. I'd go Powell and Woods.
I agree.
Yeah.
Debo or Geis?
Debo.
Debo.
Gesicki or Rudolph? Also, Tim is cussed.
Okay, so I'm going to both answer that question and ban that person.
You don't get a ban.
I do, and I'm using it on him.
Well, you're not.
And
I control
would
the
play
bans.
Rudolph. I would play Rudolph.
I would play Sticky Gesicki.
I play Gesicki too. That's a great question.
Rudolph has been really good in games without Adam Thielen. There's a direct
Yeah,
corollary to that.
He's also great. He might be the best red zone target in the league. Only needs one hand.
That's true.
One hand, one arm to teach you a lesson. It's great. That's why you should always pay your quarterback.
Is his contract up after next year?
Uh,
This is year 2 of Cousins, right?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's not going to be a bad deal.
No.
It is when they miss the playoffs for the second straight season.
I mean, they're currently in the playoffs right now.
Yes, they are. By a game.
Minshew, Fitzmagic, or Kyle Allen? Fitzmagic.
Yeah, Fitz.
Shady or Bilal Powell? I actually had this exact issue in a league of mine. I played Powell.
I would play McCoy.
I play Powell.
Tom Brady or Fitzmagic? Fitzmagic.
Fitz.
Yeah, I'm going to play Fitz.
Need a tight end and flex, colon. That's it.
I'm going to say Christian McCaffrey is your flex.
Kelsey is your tight end.
Kelsey's your tight end. yeah.
Perfect. Golden Tate, D.D. Westbrook, or Darius Slayton? We'll take Golden Tate.
Yeah, I think I will too.
Tate.
Ertz or Doyle? Ertz.
Doyle.
Lockett or Parker? Parker.
Parker.
Donald or Fitzmagic? Fitzmagic.
I think he means Sam Darnold, and it's Darnold, not close.
Oh, would you like to bet that?
That Sam has a better fantasy day than Ryan Fitzpatrick? Sure.
Yeah. Boom.
Yeah, that happens.
Sam's
gonna have a good day. People like to snicker at Sam. Oh, he didn't play that good last week. The 3 previous weeks he played fantastically. He's likely to play fantastically this week against a
You know
bad
what?
secondary.
You know what the secret is? No one actually cares about Sam Darnold.
Yeah, it's
So-
only like the biggest deal in the biggest city, and he's owning New York City. But no one cares about him, though. No, that's right.
People
are far more
talk.
interested about-
People this week have talked more about the 4-win Knicks than they have about Sam Darnold.
Okay, sure.
That's
And yet,
I'm
if you add
just
up
telling
all
you the
the-
truth.
Okay, if you add up all the games, 8 Jets home games, the amount of people who watch it on TV in New York versus the 42 whatever is Knicks home games, the Jets have like 10 times the viewers. Like people
41.
don't actually care the Knicks the way they do about the Jets. It's not close.
Josh Allen's the king of New York.
I'm gonna
Josh
put out
Allen
there.
is the king of New
yes,
York,
I'm
for
also
one
gonna put out there that Tim has no idea what he's talking
No,
about.
he doesn't. I
No, but like the Jets and the Giants are bigger than anything else in that city.
mean, the Yankees are by far
Yeah.
bigger than both.
Yeah, the Yankees are on the level too. Sure, okay. I would say the Yankees,
And so are the Knicks. The Jets are sort of like the Red Bull. That's a soccer squad, isn't it?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
New York Red Bull.
Yeah.
And there's the other one too.
Oh, there's more?
I think there's a New York City specific. There are 30 MLS teams now.
What?
Yeah.
I thought there was
Oh,
like
yeah.
4.
It's
They got their 30th team this week. I can't remember where it is, but it's insanity.
NYCFC is the other team.
Yeah, there you go.
Hunter Henry, James White, and Bilal Powell. Pick 2. I'll go Henry and Powell.
I agree.
I mean, it's White 100% and Henry, I guess.
Do you think James White is in Tim's heart because he's white?
No, it's because
He's an
amazing.
honorary white.
He's amazing, and you're foolish to not play him.
Aaron Jones, Melvin Gordon, lower owned on DK. I'd say Aaron Jones is probably.
Yeah, I don't think
lower
anyone's
owned.
gonna have
Probably
Jones.
Aaron Jones, yeah.
Pick 3. Oh, this one's for me only. Ertz, Henry, Doyle, Kirk, Samuel, Darwin Thompson. Actually play the 3 tight ends. I play Ertz, Hunter Henry, and Jack Doyle.
I'm just trying to figure out in what scenario you would have ended up finished a draft with those 3 gentlemen.
I mean,
I guess you could pick up Doyle.
You
at
probably
some point,
picked up
but-
Hunter Henry after someone dropped him when it looked like he was out for the year. Then you picked up Jack
I
Doyle
guess
like
that's
2 weeks
true.
ago.
Sure.
Mayfield, Goff, or Darnold. There, I would actually start Darnold.
No, I would actually play Goff there. I think Goff's going to have a big game tonight.
I would play Sam.
Dede, Singletary, Robbie Anderson. Play Singletary.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's from Tim Ham with 2 M's. Ah! Delicious, delicious ham. Tyler Lockett, Sterling Shepard, Bilal Powell,
Powell.
Lockett.
Kelvin Harmon, Olabisi Johnson, or Kendrick Bourne. That's a question. I like Harmon.
Johnson, I guess.
I like Harmon.
Yeah, Harmon. Although, if you asked me which of those guys is most likely to score a touchdown, I think it's Kendrick Bourne.
Probably, but he's also likely to get 0 points.
Sure.
Golden Tate, Marlon Mack, or Cooper Kupp?
Cup.
Cup. Yep.
Lockett or Parker?
Parker.
Sony, DeAndre Washington, Madison, Mostert, or Scarborough? I'd just start Sony Michelle.
Oh, I play Mostert.
How would Mostert be the top guy of all the, besides world's best goal line back Bo Scarborough, who's also on that
Mostert
list?
played fantastically last time out. Mostert is a must play in that circumstance, I think. I don't even think it's all that debatable.
I want to just go take a walk.
Then how are you
don't
not
want-
using him in your DraftKings lineup? But you're using Bo Scarborough over him, despite the fact that you like one guy better than the other, and I believe he is cheaper.
I don't know. I don't have an answer to that question.
And Breda's back this week also, by the way.
I don't care about that.
Just you're shutting down shop, Garion.
It's so prominent. I feel like it's going to affect me somehow.
You're hearing it too vividly?
Yeah.
Any love for Derrick Henry? Yes, you're not sitting Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
no, of course not.
Chark or Kareem Hunt? I'd play Kareem Hunt.
I would too.
Chark's been sneaky bad.
Yeah, and the Chargers
Yeah, he has
have got a
been.
great secondary against receivers. Yeah.
Carson or Allen?
Carson, I guess.
So Kyle Allen in a super flex league.
I'll just play Chris Carson.
Yeah, Carson.
Kamara or Rashad Penny? Banned for life.
Yeah.
Rivers or Breeze? Breeze.
Yeah, Breeze actually.
Yeah, Breeze.
Duke Johnson or Bilal Powell? Powell.
Yeah, Powell.
Waller or Andrews? Waller.
Waller.
Snell, Powell, or James White? Full point PPR? Powell.
White.
Freeman or Geis? DK Cash? Neither.
Freeman.
Yeah, God, if you have to, Freeman. But neither of those guys are cash plays.
Yeah. I mean, I would say actually think that Freeman's a more viable cash option.
I
than
guess
GPP
he's going to
I
score
just
11
wouldn't use him.
points. Yeah.
Fitzmagic or Mahomes? I'll take Mahomes.
Mahomes.
Yeah, Sure.
So
With not much offense. I don't like either quarterback much this week, but Mahomes between the two.
Lockett, Sanders, or Madison?
Lockett.
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 Josh Allen or Fitzmagic next week? I don't fucking care.
I didn't know his magical ability was to transport through time.
It's Allen versus the Steelers or Fitzmagic against the Giants. The answer would be Fitzmagic against the Giants. I don't
Yes.
want to play anyone against the Steelers. Cortland Sutton, LaShawn McCoy, John Brown, or Bilal Powell? I would play Cortland Sutton.
Yeah, Sutton. Sutton's a beast.
Sutton.
Singletary or Josh Jacobs? Singletary.
Singletary.
Yeah, Singletary.
Debo or Hollywood Brown? I would play Debo Samuel.
I would like to point out that, and I specifically made a point to keep track of this. Earlier on, Tim said he would play Powell over Singletary in a question. He just said he would play Singletary
Did I? Then
over
I
Josh
misspoke
Jacobs.
So now we're
Yeah,
we're now in the
Yeah,
Tim running back
now
loop?
in a
No, I
continuous loop.
would play Singletary over Jacobs, but I would play Jacobs over Powell.
Okay. And you would play Powell over Singletary. So
No, yeah, when I said that, then I misspoke. I would always play Singletary over Powell.
Doyle and Stills or Crowder and Fells? I like Doyle and Stills.
yeah,
Yeah, me too.
Calvin Ridley or Jamison Crowder? Ridley.
Crowder.
Crowder.
Crowder. Campbell or Pascal? Pascal.
Pascal.
Powell or Robbie Anderson? Powell.
Powell.
Howell.
Rashad Penny or Bilal Powell? Powell.
Powell.
Shut
Penny.
the hell up and answer questions. Well, not your question, pal. You're fucking banned for life.
We gave him 15 extra minutes.
I
too.
know. What a piece of shit. How about this?
Ingrates.
How about
Ingrates.
this, Tim Hurst? Go fuck yourself.
What are the likes at these days?
The likes are only at 207, which means we're going to wrap up early.
Yeah, they better get to like 300 in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, we usually get like 500. We're way below that. Maybe I shouldn't be banning everyone for life.
I guess everyone who was taking our
Not.
advice earlier in the season is not in the playoffs.
I'm just gonna do a soliloquy until we get to 450 likes.
Okay.
The year, Garion, was 1959. New Year's Day. Fidel Castro surges with Che Guevara onto Havana. Batista flees from the capital, and the imperial rule and Soviet influence on Cuba begins. I believe I still have that right. Did I get that right, Tim?
You did.
Yeah. I remember things.
You do.
Now, question.
Yes.
This was New Year's Day.
Yeah, New Year's Day, 1959.
Castro didn't feel like he could have gone to some sort of levee from 7 a.m. to noon. Better
Now,
used his
no
time.
one will get that joke.
Yeah, that show hasn't come out yet.
I know.
Tune in Christmas Day to get that
Yeah.
joke.
But it also makes The Godfather Part 2 a New Year's movie, which makes
Are we ranking our
Ranking
top
best
New
New Year's movies. I mean,
that and New Year's with Robert De Niro.
Havana under Batista seemed like a real swinging fun place, though, when they make all those
Yeah,
movies
take
about
his
it.
gold telephone and run.
Scarborough, Sony, or Penny? Sony.
Sony.
Sony. I thought you liked Bo Scarborough.
I do like him, but I don't love him. He was just a placeholder that I may very well click out of my lineup.
Well, now
I've always loved you, baby. She didn't matter at all.
Colts or Minnesota D? Minnesota D.
Minnesota.
Oh yeah, Minnesota D. I need the Titans or the Buccaneers to be good today.
But Minnesota D is going to have problems stopping the best goal line back in the league.
That's what
I
I've
actually
heard.
I stand by that claim. I don't think there's a player in football I'd rather have on the goal line for 6 inches than him.
Smash the like button. Agreed. And vote for Pat as Fantasy Sportscaster of the Year. Also agreed.
Great question.
Yeah. If you go to the description of this video, you can find the link to go vote for Pat in both categories. Please, if you enjoy the show, do so. If you've been banned for life, you'll probably want to vote for someone else.
Fuller officially inactive.
Nice. Jacobs officially inactive yet? It would make me feel a lot better.
No, I haven't seen anything on Jacobs.
Damn it! Half point PPR. John Brown, Calvin Ridley, DK Metcalf, or Zach Pascal? Calvin Ridley.
Ridley in that circumstance.
Ridley, yeah.
James White, Matt Breida, Scorin McLaurin, or Jamal Williams. There I would play White.
Yeah, wait.
Quite.
Is McLaurin a good DraftKings play? Or is just Haskins so bad?
I mean, they're going to throw. The
He's
Packers
and
can't
he's
stop
going
the
to be
throw.
open in the
Yeah.
end zone.
Jesus. Yeah, I mean, I guess he's not a terrible GPP play, but if you got a $20 lineup and a $3 lineup, I'm putting him in the $3 lineup.
He's a high testosterone type of GPP.
He's a high T play.
T play.
Can that be his nickname?
And
High
you-
T?
And you bring it back with Aaron Jones on the other way.
That's dicey. I like it. Need a tight end and a flex. Doyle, Waller, Kirks, Debo, and Coleman. I'd actually just play the 2 tight ends.
That's a you question. I think that was 5.
No.
Yeah, that's too many.
Cup, Julio, or Parker. Pick one. Devontae Parker.
Really?
Yeah.
I was going to take Jones there, actually.
Yeah, I would take Julio too.
I have them 5 and 6 in my
Seems
range.
like people are really down on Julio Jones this week, but
I know. It's kind of strange. Maybe you should be
Very
playing him.
strange.
Maybe just put Julio in your DraftKings lineup since no one wants him.
Do you have a lot of? Do you have any? I guess you have those game stacks. So you probably have a lot of exposure to Parker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played him a ton last week,
he's
too.
way too cheap.
Won the Mondays. Josh Jacobs with Bilal Powell and DeAndre Washington on bench or roll with Powell. That's my exact decision, and I'm playing Bilal Powell.
Powell.
Robbie
No.
Anderson or Tyler Lockett. Now, you see, Tim says, you know my answer, but we don't know his answer
don't know
because
his
he
answer.
can't remember his answer at this point. Robbie Anderson or Tyler Lockett? Lockett.
Lockett.
Lock it.
Jack Doyle or Hunter Henry? Henry.
Yes, Henry.
Standard league. Need highest floor. Mahomes or Josh Allen? Just play Mahomes.
Yeah, Mahomes.
Well, yeah, Mahomes is the highest floor, sure, certainly.
Henry or Tyler Boyd? Henry.
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 Beckham, Robbie Anderson, or D.D. Westbrook? Beckham.
Odell.
Yeah.
Can I play both Carson and Penny? You can do whatever you like. It's your lineup. Pick 2. Singletary, Waller, or Hunter Henry?
I would sit Henry.
I would pick 2.
I would sit Henry.
Sit Henry, sorry.
I play the tight ends.
I play both tight ends as well. Miles Sanders, Josh Jacobs? Miles Sanders.
Sanders.
Sanders. No, Jacobs. If he plays, I want Jacobs.
But that's
already,
the big question.
But you already said Sanders.
Yeah.
But if Jacobs plays, I want Jacobs over Miles Sanders.
I mean,
you'll know.
You can
That's
wait
one
it out.
You can know.
So yeah.
I would. I think this is such a must-win game for the Raiders. It's all hands on deck. If Jacobs can play, he's gonna play because they lose
One of
their
his
season.
one of his hands might not work because it's attached to his
I get
broken
it.
shoulder.
No, I get that, but the fact they haven't ruled him out yet makes me think he's likelier than not to be declared active and play.
But that's the thing, though. If he is active, then you're just like, how long is he going to hold up? I have sort of the same worry about Dalvin Cook this week. But Dalvin Cook is significantly better in a much better spot.
Yeah.
James Washington, Miles Sanders, Darius Geis, or Joe Mixon. Pick 2. Mixon and Sanders.
Mixon for sure.
Mixon
Yeah.
Sanders.
Darnold or Josh Allen?
Allen.
Oh, JD, not close. Or sorry, SD. Why did I say JD? I'm looking at too many screens here at once. I'm tech overloaded right now. I got this screen going. I got that screen going. I got my phone going.
JD as in James Dolan, who is
gonna-
more talked about in New York than Sam Darnold.
or John
Sam
Day-
won a big game and went out partying and was like the king of the city 2 weeks ago. Like
Yeah,
I have
Made
no-
out with a girl.
He made
Good
out
for
with a
him.
girl and had to go home early. What a loser. Bilal Powell, Jamal Williams, Darius Geis, or Rashad Penny. Pick 2. I'll go Powell and Williams.
I agree.
Powell and-
Powell.
Oh, what?
I'm trying to write these things down on my notepad as we go.
Just listen. Can you not
Hard to
listen?
remember every name. It's easier for me to write and look at it.
Why don't you just open the chat and go to the spot where I'm at?
Because the chat is like 7 to 10 seconds behind you.
Yeah, but you can see the order of the questions that I'm going in.
Yeah, so probably a good idea. It's too late now. Move on.
Chark or Powell? Powell.
Powell.
Yeah, I don't like Chark this week.
Drake, Michelle, Mac, Laird need 2. I'll go Mac and
Michelle.
This is PPR. I'll go
Mac and Michelle.
I'll go Mac and the Laird.
Laird almighty.
I think even in PPR,
Pray
I'm
to
gonna
the
play
Pray to the
play
Laird.
Sony over Laird.
The Laird works in mysterious ways.
He does.
Did you listen to Davis's show with Patrick Laird, Tim?
I had to.
It was great. Yeah, if you're really forced into it. It was great.
I like that he doesn't quite get why he's so popular.
Of course he doesn't. He's a rookie. He's an undrafted rookie running back. He has no idea. I think in that spot, it is normal. It's a normal human reaction to be like, "Are these people making me into a joke?" Which he's not 100%
He's like half and
wrong
half.
about. Yeah.
Standard League. Diggs, Freeman, Sanders. Diggs.
Diggs.
Actually, there's one lineup I have that I sort of like.
Is it my lineup that has Cousins, Diggs, Rudolph, and Galladay?
That is the lineup.
Yeah, I like that move.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's a loser.
Probably, yeah.
Sucks to be us. Hunt, OBJ, Slayton, Geis. Start 2. Hunt and OBJ.
Oh. Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. The two Browns.
Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes?
Lamar. Just play
Lamar Jackson, for sure.
Pick 2, Baker, Kyler, Allen. I'll go Josh Allen and Kyler.
Josh Allen, Kyler. Yep.
Yeah, I will too. I'm not playing Baker.
Snell, Singletary, or Madison? I'll play Singletary.
Singletary.
Penny or Michelle? Michelle.
Yeah, Michelle.
What if it was Michelle from Dodgeball?
Pretty good shape.
Tannehill or Fitzpatrick? Tannehill.
Oh,
Actually, you know what?
Fitz.
Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Tannehill, please.
Gesicki or Griffin?
Gesicki.
Gesicki, yeah.
Oh, here's one that'll get you banned for life. Can I play both Chris Carson and Penny and sit Mark Ingram? I mean, I appreciate sitting Mark Ingram, but you mentioned his name, so you're banned for life.
That's tough. It's a tough beat for that guy.
Aaron Jones or Zach Pascal? Aaron Jones.
Yeah. Aaron Jones.
Green Bay D or Jacksonville D? Jacksonville D. Nah, maybe Green Bay D. I don't like Green Bay D this week.
Their offensive line is just so bad, though.
Who?
Yeah, I'd play the
Washington's.
Packers. Between the
Yeah,
two.
but it's just Washington's going to run the entire game. Even if they're down by 40 points, they're going to run.
That's true.
Yeah, their objective is to get a game completed in under 3 hours.
And
And
they-
come
they-
hell or high water, they're
they
going
got-
to
they
do
gotta
it.
get-
They achieve that very often.
Rudolph or Jared Cook? Rudolph.
Rudolph.
Mav or Crowder? Crowder.
Harry!
You know, she's stealing my bit. You know who I like on DraftKings when his name hasn't even come up yet?
Sure.
Mike Williams, $4,500.
Is this the week?
This is the week.
This is the week.
This is the week.
Hooray!
It's happening.
Some people don't like Mike Williams.
That's true.
Does Jeff not like
No,
Mike
he
Williams?
hates Mike Williams.
Oh, no, with a furious passion.
But the alternative is that guy he hates even more.
Travis Benjamin.
Yeah. That's a real hard place to be.
Need 2. Josh Jacobs, Kenyon Drake, Madison, or Rashad Penny. Here's what you do. You play Kenyon Drake and Josh Jacobs. If Josh Jacobs sits, you then sub in Rashad Penny because you can.
Yep, I agree with that.
Mike Williams, Bo Scarborough, Carlos Hyde, or Hoop Hooperton. I'll take Austin Hooper.
Yeah, Hooper.
I'll play Bo.
You will play Bo
Yeah.
over Austin Hooper, and there was someone else good
Mike
in that list
Williams.
too. Mike Williams.
Austin Hooper is an after-ran tight end.
He's like
Austin
the
Hooper is tight end 4 this season.
I believe he's number 1 in points per game at tight end.
Jesus.
He's trash. He's trash.
He's bad.
He's
bad.
trash.
He's a
Did you
bad
draft
player.
him last year on a team that did poorly? That would be my gut check reaction to that.
I have, you know what? Not everything is about my own individual grievances that I'm bringing to bear.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins, Fitzmagic, Cousins.
Cousins.
Yes, Cousins.
Standard League. Cook or Alshon Jeffrey? Alshon Jeffrey.
Alshon.
Oh, gracious. Cook.
Powell or DJ Chark? Powell.
Yeah, Chark's been bad.
Powell.
Jacobs or Sterling Shepard? There I would actually play Jacobs.
Yeah.
Jacobs.
Pick 2. Whoa, the chat jumped on me here. Where are we at? Oh,
That's what I get for jumping in. Great. Now I can't figure where we were.
Cook or Carson? Cook.
Cook.
John Brown or Robbie Anderson? John Brown.
Robbie.
Oh, this guy's answering people's questions in the chat. Banned for life.
See ya.
Hunter Henry or Jack Doyle? Hunter Henry.
Henry.
Jack Doyle.
Doyle or Hooper?
Hooper.
Jack Doyle.
Let's see. Bilal Powell or DJ Chark? A lot of that question.
Yeah.
It's from different people.
Powell.
Yeah. Powell.
Henry or Hooper?
Hooper.
Henry.
Jameis, Kyler, or Tannehill? Jameis.
Jameis.
Boyd or Kareem Hunt? Hunt.
Hunt.
Start 2. Michelle, Snell, or Madison? Michelle and Snell.
I would not start Mattison.
Unless they get up by so much, they remove Cook from the
But
game.
then Olison is right there too. And Olison stole one of the, or not Olison, sorry, the other guy. What's the other running back there?
Ham?
CJ Ham.
Yeah, CJ Ham. Yeah, who's really a H-back more than he's a running back, nevertheless.
You are correct.
Where are we at? Marlon Mack, Joe Mixon.
Mixon.
We're probably going to have to,
Why-
we only got to 316 likes. What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Why aren't you asking me?
If you're
about
watching
Taysom
this episode currently, it says that there are 900 people watching. Hit the like button right now.
You know, Taysom Hill scored 2 touchdowns last week. Why aren't people asking about him?
Pick 1. Jamal Williams, Shady, or Chark? Jamal Williams.
There I would play Chark.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah,
bank on the upside.
I'll go Chark.
I would take Shady.
Pascal, Terry McLaurin, Darius Slayton, John Ross, Terrell Williams, or Adam Thielen if he plays?
He's not going
Well, that's like leaving the lead to the end. If Thielen were to play, you'd play him. But
Yes.
to. If not,
Zach.
high T.
Oh, you're playing Big T?
Playing high T.
High T? I'll say Zach Pascal. Hunter Henry or Austin Hooper? Austin Hooper.
Hooper.
Henry.
Tannehill, Breeze, or Josh Allen? Tannehill.
Allen.
Tannehill,
Packers or Eagles D? Eagles D.
Eagles.
Philadelphia.
Ertz, who squirts, or Jack Doyle? Jack Doyle. No,
Doyle.
Jack
Jack
Ertz.
Doyle.
I'll
I'm
take
gonna play
I'll
Doyle.
take the squirts guy. Kirk or John Ross, who returns this week? I'll take Christian Kirk.
would too.
Yeah, Kirk.
San Francisco D or Houston D? Houston D.
San Francisco.
Pick 2. Matt Carson, Powell, Tate, Debo. I'll go Carson and Powell.
Too many names.
Michelle or Moe?
Prisoned.
I don't know which Murray that is, so I'll take Sony Michelle.
Yeah, Sorny.
Madison, Thompson, or Drake? Take Drake.
Drake.
Yep.
Tim question only.
Oh.
Bo Scarborough or a Subway sandwich?
Well, Subway is. I'm sorry, but that
Subway,
answer
yeah.
is easy.
Yeah, it's true. People don't know that Tim is now keto cussed, so he can't eat at Subway anymore.
I have that metallic taste in my mouth now. I can't get rid of.
You don't actually have that. Tim, Paul just mentioned that to you.
And now
You're
he
just
thinks he does?
copying what Paul
No,
said.
it's real,
No.
but you can still go to Subway and have it as a salad instead of a.
No, I
a
hate
sub
those
there, Tim.
people who do that. I can't
Well,
be one
you're
of those
one of
people.
those people now,
I
buddy.
can't
How-
be one of those people.
You're
How can
becoming
he
what you
complain
hate.
about the way you cut a salad? So that defeats the whole purpose of him
I
going to
did
Subway.
make a good breakfast bowl for myself this morning.
There you
Did it
go.
have acai in it?
No.
Cousins or Fitzmagic? Cousins.
Cousins.
Chark or Powell? Powell.
Powell.
Pick 3.
Ah.
So for me only. OBJ, Slayton, Powell, Geis, and Hunt. Hunt, OBJ, and Powell. Need 2. Debo, Sutton, Singletary, Deontay Thompson. I'll play Sutton and Singletary.
Yeah, I don't particularly like Deontay Thompson this week.
I agree.
Oh, you should probably play him then.
Wow.
Tim hates him. Wentz or Mahomes? Mahomes.
Mahomes.
Yeah, Mahomes.
Sony Michelle or Latavius Murray? Sony.
Sony.
Need help. Pick 3. Chubb, Henry, James White, Barkley, Hunt. I would just play Henry,
Barkley?
Barkley, and Chubb.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not playing Henry. I'm going to play White over Henry.
You would play James White over Derrick Henry.
Oh, Derrick Henry. I thought you meant Hunter Henry. I'm sorry. I misunderstood. But
Someone
Henry.
spammed the chat. Sorry.
That's good.
I can't get this taste out of my mouth.
Crowder or Lockett? Crowder.
I like that Garion can hear me so well. This is fantastic.
Kelsey or Vance McDonald?
Kelsey.
Kelsey.
Wentz or Russell Wilson? What's
Wilson.
wrong with you people?
Wentz.
How about this? Instead of asking these questions, just give your fucking head a shake. And then smash the like button.
Yeah.
Do
Or
that.
do it at
first.
the same time.
Yeah. But
Oh, no, because then they might press the dislike button.
I don't care if people dislike the show. It's fine.
All publicity is good publicity.
They can just go fuck themselves.
That's true.
They can turn that some bitch sideways and stick it straight up. That candy ass. John Brown or Curtis Samuel? John Brown.
Samuel.
Samuel. Big game coming for him today, I think.
Curtis Samuel? Really?
Sixth
Yeah,
in
it
air yards. Air yards.
James White, Miles Sanders? Miles Sanders.
White.
Lamar or Mahomes? Lamar.
Yeah. Lamar.
Pick 3. Eckler, Jacobs, Chark, and Lindsey. Just sit Jacobs. You're not going to know.
I would bench Chark.
Not there. Just bench Jacobs.
John Brown or Crowder? Crowder.
Crowder.
Benny or Penny? I'll take Snell.
I agree.
Yeah, Penny.
Jack Doyle or Kyle Rudolph?
Doyle.
Doyle.
Breeze,
Allen or Fitz?
Allen.
Allen. Kyle Allen?
No, Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Answer this carefully because you've answered it differently 6 different times already.
Sit
Well, I
one.
don't need to be that careful, then do I?
Sit 1. Hill, Edelman, Landry, Jeffrey.
I would say
Rob-
Jeffrey. Just take the stress out of your life.
I would say Jeffrey as well.
Yeah.
Lockett or Penny? Lockett.
Lockett.
Powell or Chark? Again. No, this
Powell.
is the same guy. This guy's now banned for life. Edelman or Evans? I'll take Evans.
Evans.
Evans. Yeah, I'm playing both Tampa guys this week.
Gesicki, Cook, or Ninjoku? I'll play Sticky Gesicki.
Mike.
Yeah, Gasecki.
Cousins or Breeze? Cousins.
Cousins.
Pick 2. Josh Allen, Mayfield, Wentz, and Wilson. Play Wentz and Wilson.
I'm going to play Allen and Wilson.
Allen and Wilson.
Debo, Singletary, Sutton, Deontay Thompson.
Sutton and Singletary.
I agree.
Is it 2? Okay, yeah.
Let's see. Kicker questions can fuck off. Start 1. Marlon Mack, Kareem Hunt, Breda, or Crowder. I would play Kareem Hunt.
I'd play Crowder.
I would play.
It would be Crowder or Hunt for me.
I was going to say Crowder, actually.
Yeah, Crowder.
Sony Michel or Paris Campbell.
Sony.
Tony.
Powell, Snell, or John Brown. Powell.
Yeah, Powell.
Curtis Samuel, DJ Chark.
No, Curtis Samuel.
I'll play Chark. Powell or Drake. Powell.
Yeah.
The Laird or Darwin Thompson. I would actually play Darwin Thompson.
I'm going to play Laird.
No, Thompson. Laird's not going to do much today.
You didn't. That's exactly the opposite of what you said on Wednesday's show.
Yeah, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized, the Jets are just going to strangle the life out of the Dolphins, and I don't think the points we had there.
Powell,
We're
Jake.
really good today.
We have 5 minutes left, Tim. Do you want to get
we
to the
don't
people's
have
questions
light.
or not?
Well, they should put more likes up there.
Might have to kick Tim off the show. Powell, Jacobs, or Boyd? Powell.
Powell.
Jacobs.
Madison or McCoy? Shady.
Shady.
Powell, Snell, or Doyle? Powell.
Doyle.
Powell.
Beasley or Pascal? Pascal.
Pascal, yeah.
Geis, Singletary, Powell, or Snell? Pick 1. Powell.
Singletary.
Powell.
Powell or Michelle? Standard. Powell.
Standard?
Michelle.
This guy asked that question again, Band for Life.
Michelle.
Powell, Jacobs, or Boyd? Did we just do that one?
Yes.
We
Band
did.
for Life. Chark, Lockett, or JR? Who's JR? Oh, John Ross, maybe?
I guess.
I'll play Lockett.
Yeah, Lockett.
Yeah, Lockett.
Pick 2. OBJ, Slayton, or Powell? Powell and OBJ.
Yep.
Ryan or Wentz? Wentz.
Ryan.
Pat, you answer my questions every week. Thank you. Love the show. Well, thank you for
That's very
watching.
nice.
Now go to the description, click on that button where you can vote for me for Analyst of the Year, and vote for me in both categories. Thank you very much to the people out there. Jameis, Kyler, or Tannehill? Jameis.
Winston.
Jameis.
Yeah.
Need 2. We already answered this one, and this guy is now banned for life.
See ya.
Miles Sanders or Chris Carson?
Carson.
Carson.
Drake or Powell? Powell.
Powell.
This guy just keeps saying kicker. Now, I hardly knew her, but you're also banned for life. James White, Darwin Thompson, James White.
White.
Powell, OBJ, Shepard. Powell.
Beckham.
Powell.
Robbie or Crowder?
Crowder.
Crowder.
Cortland or Keenan?
Sutton.
Cortland.
Sutton for me as well. LeBron James. You fuck off with these questions. You're also banned for life. Fitz or Allen?
Allen.
Fitz.
Allen.
Breda or Powell?
Powell.
Kirk or Ross?
Kirk. I don't trust Ross coming back.
Me too. Kirk. Allen or Fitz? Fitz.
Allen.
Benny Snell or Sterling Shepard? Snell.
Shepard.
Madison or Shady?
Shady.
Yeah, McCoy.
Texans D, Falcons D.
Texans.
Texans.
Pascal, Robbie Anderson, or Jamison Crowder?
Crowder.
Kyler Murray, Ryan Tannehill?
Tannehill.
Henry or Fournette?
Henry.
Cousins, Josh Allen, or Baker? Cousins.
Josh Allen.
Sit 1, Powell, Penny, Anderson, or Madison? Sit Madison.
Yeah.
Breeze or Cousins? Cousins. Josh Allen or Sam Darnold?
Allen.
Darnold for me as well. Lockett or Ridley?
Lockett.
Ridley. Cleveland D, Cincy D? Cincy D.
Agreed.
Breeze or Winston? Winston.
Yep.
Gage or Fitzgerald? Gage.
Fitz.
Penny or Jacobs? There I would go with Jacobs.
Yep.
Jacobs, yeah.
Cleveland or Houston D? Houston.
Yep.
Penny or Benny? Benny.
Yes.
Penny.
Powell or Singletary? Powell.
Singletary.
Freeman or Ridley? Ridley.
Freeman.
Jets D, Panthers D? Jetstee.
Jetstee.
Hunter Henry or Hooper?
Hooper.
Hunter Henry.
John Brown, Robbie Anderson, or Zach Pascal? Zach Pascal.
Robbie.
Yeah. Pascal.
Doyle or Singletary? Full point PPR. Doyle.
I'll play the running back.
You've been playing Doyle for every single one of those.
Yeah, but I like Singletary a lot too, as you know.
Kittle or Kelsey?
Kelsey.
Kittle.
Penny or Powell?
Powell.
Brady, Darnold, Kyler.
Really over Darnold.
Brady.
Yeah.
I'll take Brady in that instance.
Wow.
I'll take Tom Brady there.
Okay. Darnold or Breeze?
Points, and they have the last time they played the Chiefs last 2 times. They're going to score a lot.
Sorry, it was Darnold or Breeze?
Yeah.
Darnold.
Oh, yeah.
Darnold for me.
Super Bowl Sam.
John Ross, Corey Davis. There I would play John Ross.
Yeah.
Yes.
Debo or Boyd?
Boyd.
Yep.
Waller or Hunter Henry? Waller.
Yeah,
Waller.
I would play
Yeah.
Waller.
We didn't get to 500 likes, so 5 questions left. Ready?
Yep.
Austin Eckler or Miles Sanders? Austin Eckler.
Eckler.
Oh, here's one for Tim. Brady or Goff?
Oh, Goff. Goff goes off huge tonight.
I would actually take Goff
I
as well.
agree. It's Goff.
Watson or Cousins? I would play
Deshaun.
Watson, yeah.
Laird or Powell?
Powell.
Boyd or Galladay?
Galladay.
Yeah, Galladay.
Last question. Should have got here earlier if you wanted your question answered. Sony or Beckham?
God. I'm going to play Beckham.
Sony.
I'll play Sony as well. That will do it on the Pat Mayo Experience. If you survive into your fantasy playoffs, tune in next Sunday for the season finale of the Viewer Chat Show. I'd like to thank Garion. I'd like to thank Paul. I'd like to thank Keto Cust for being on the line. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Smash the like button on the way out. And if you want to get into a draw for $20 DK, like I said, smash the like button for the episode. Leave your DraftKings handle in the comment section. Tell me your slate breaker for week 14. The audio podcast is up right now on all the Pat Mayo Experience feeds, which leads me into the $60 giveaway. Subscribe to the Pat Mayo Experience audio podcast. Leave a 5-star review, DraftKings handle, something you like about the show, and I'll announce the winners tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time on Monday's recap show. I'm Pat Mayo. Good luck in week 14. Hit the description for all the rankings and cheat sheets and all that nonsense. I'll see you next time.